Before we look at these three problems, what I want to do is show you guys one method that you can use to solve logs. A lot of your calculators are going to go ahead, and as soon as you type in, let's just say you want to type in log 2 of 31. As soon as you hit the log button, if you see that you already have two little blank boxes like this, you don't have to worry about change of base. If you type in the log button and all it does is pop in a parenthesis, that's when you have to be concerned with change of base, because what your calculator is doing is it's automatically using a base 10. It's not allowing us to change the base. So the Inspires, I know for sure, do it. Some of the upper graphing calculators, some of the higher order ones will also do it. So if you type log and you automatically see two little boxes where you can type in a base other than 10, don't worry about what I'm about to say. But if you type in log and it does not give you that option, you have to know how to do change of base, and it's easy. So what we are looking at, if we know, I always say, if we know these two numbers back to back, so if we have the base and what it's equal to, and we're looking for the exponent, so if x is my variable, all you have to do is on your calculator, you'll type in log, and you have to type in the actual value first. So we'll do, in this case, log of b. You have to remember to close your parentheses, that's important. Then you'll divide that by log of whatever the base is, so log of a, and that will give me x. So that's called our change of base. So for example, if we have log base 4 of 16 and we're trying to find what the exponent is, we can do it in our head, we know it's 2. But if you type in log of 16 divided by log of 4, it's going to give you that 2. So that's a good method to use if you can't do it in your head. If we end up with a decimal, you're going to have to do change of base. So now with these three problems, we're trying to get to an exponent. So to undo an exponent, we have to take a log. So it's no different than if we're trying to, for example, in this problem, we're trying to isolate our base, so we've got 5 times. We would undo this multiplication with division to take it to the other side. So it's no different. You just aren't used to seeing it that way. So if we have an x in the exponent, my variable up there, we have to turn it into a log unless we know what that variable is. So in this case, you might be able to guess and check. It's just quicker. So we're going to turn this into our log. We've got a base of 2 because that's the value with the exponent. That's what's going to come next is my 50, and then that is equal to the exponent, which in this case is x. So when you do your change of base, or you just type it in your calculator, log of 50 divided by log of 2, we end up with 5.64. So you probably wouldn't have been able to guess and check 5.64 for that exponent quickly. Here it's just a little bit more complicated because the only difference is, well, there's two big differences. We have a value out in front, and we also have a little bit of something extra with the exponent. That's fine. Biggest mistake people make is they want to multiply these two together and say 30x plus 1. That's not right. We got to isolate our base. So our base is the number with the exponent. That 6 has to be alone before we can turn it into a log. So we'll divide by 5 on both sides, and then what we're going to do is we're going to turn it into a log. So we end up with 15 equal to 6 to the x plus 1. Now we are no different than this first problem. So we can say log base 6 of 15 is equal to x plus 1. And when we go through and we do our change of base, so log of 15 divided by log of 6, we end up getting 1.51. And instead of that being my answer like it was up here, we just have to take care of what's with the x. So we'll subtract 1. That tells me that x is 0.51. So just be careful that you don't stop here. You make sure that x is by itself. You got to solve it for x. Alright, the last one I'm not going to work through, but if you guys follow these steps, you will end up getting x equal to 3. So go through and see if you can get x equal to 3.